Welcome to day 2 of my intuition challenge. Today we're going to be looking about helping you understand your gifts. Joan of Angels, which is a beautiful intuitive online helping lots and lots of people, says our intuition is our shit detector. So all we see, sense, hear and honour, all we interpret, intuit and initiate, and how we transform and translate all that we hear. I think that's a perfect example of intuition. We want to learn to become our antenna of truth, love and divine guidance so that we can thrive no matter what's going on external to us. Your intuition is knowing without knowing. So feeling it rather than fully knowing that it's going to happen. Trusting that it's going to happen. It's a way to know without words or verbal communication, a feeling within of what we should do, how we should act, and the next steps to take to get where we want to go. I feel people's issues intuitively, as many people do. Like I know what's wrong with them or know what's going to be going wrong with them. I know what they need to look at, where they should be focusing. Often they don't want to hear it, but if they've come to me for help, then they do want to hear it. You may find that when you go into a room that you can feel what's wrong with people. We're going to go through all of these in a really long way, so do have a pad and pen if you've got one today. It's just about us learning a new level of confidence. Our gifts of clairsentience, clairvoyance, kindness, compassion and inner knowing is just going to transform the future for so many. One beautiful affirmation: I let go of anything that tries to block my inner knowing from being the strength that takes me through the day. Waking up, setting an intention, setting a mantra, asking your spirits for help. We'll see you fly. We ask today that we are able to perceive accurate, clear knowing, understanding the fact from fiction. That is a beautiful mantra. So we are going to differentiate between the logical and the inner, logical mind and the inner voice. Our inner GPS. So people often have it through visual sights, through auditory, through hearing, through taste or smell. I have discovered that some people smell really strong, like wear a really strong scent if they're trying to cover up that they smell dodgy. Like you can, where we can sense their energies, or where some people can sense their energies, they're trying to cover up that you're going to pick up on their artificial scent. Let's put it that way. So, if you have a pen, clairsentience is the knowing. You know because you know that you know. You physically sense other people's pain. You have difficulty in large crowds. This can even be in supermarkets. So that's why we need to protect our energies before we go out. Like really, I've got a beautiful one that I use from Dr. Christian Northrup, which I can send to you. Protecting my energy field so that negative energies can't infiltrate it and drain me. If you find you're easily drained, though, very often that is a clairsentient. If you can't watch emotional movies or listen to emotional songs. I don't like violent movies, so it's the same thing with that. I don't want to see the violence. I don't need to see the violence. It's like heavy metal, like really angry music. I don't need that in my world. It upsets me, it unsettles me. It's like listening to someone else's drama. It's not going to help my day. So, let's see if we can activate your pineal glands today. So that is clairsentient. Clairaudient is when you're hearing things. So you clearly hear things. You understand that it's a message from your guides. Some people have ringing in their ears, or their ears pop when they go into a situation. That is your guide saying, right, this is a dangerous situation, or this is a situation that needs to be re-evaluated. Clairaudient can find that they channel messages through them. When I'm doing a reading sometimes, I just talk about something that's happened to me or something that's going to happen. I know is going to happen. And it's the message that the client needs to hear. So I'll just be It's almost like verbal diarrhea, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wow, you needed to hear that message today. Not fully understanding why, but just knowing that I needed to repeat an experience to help them find clarity in their journey. Clairaudient people sometimes have imaginary friends growing up. Like listening to audiobooks. I love listening to audiobooks rather than reading. Hear unusual sounds. So, like a hypersensitivity to hearing. Be aware that something's going to happen based on a sound or a feeling because of what they can see, sense and feel. Yeah, so are your abilities through hearing? Are your abilities through knowing? Or the next one is claircognizance. Knowing things constantly without evidence whatsoever. So it's like a psychic detective, for example. You know because you know you're right, even though you can't explain it. Your gut just tells you that you're right. You intuitively know that you can't trust someone. I mean, that is a big one. A lot of people, everybody's psychic, but they're just allowing their pineal glands to open up and realise now, oh my goodness, I know that they're dodgy, but we can't stop people from being friends with them or in a relationship with them. We can guide them or tell them how we feel, but it's their choice. Everything is another person's choice. We mustn't ever interfere with another person's choice. And that's the other thing about heightening your psychic abilities, heightening your senses. Don't ever use it for damage or danger. It's only ever to be used to help you and in your little world. So claircognizance can also hear random messages. They constantly interrupt people when they're talking. I don't know if you know anybody like that. And they know the outcome of an event before it's happened. Their hunches are telling them that it's accurate. Super interesting. And then clairvoyance is seeing flashes of light or colour. Daydreaming, sort of zoning out when they're in another realm. Experiencing frequent and vivid dreams. Loving to be creative with their hobbies, art, sculptures, even tattoo artists, whatever it is, a form of expressing themselves through art. Seeing the aura, the energies or the orbs of people around them. They have an ability to see how things fit together, like solving a puzzle and complicated problems. And they can see what can go right and wrong. Then we've got Clairsalience, which is smell. The ability to access psychic powers through the sense of smell, which involves a fragrance or an odour. Odours are perceived by us as a warning sign, as a message. Some can actually smell like cancer, smell a disease within somebody's person, which is a really strong sense to have. Energy can be smelt. Sometimes when something smells rotten, when we say that, it's like when you go into a house and it feels wrong, you can feel the energy's wrong. It's the same way with smells. Smells warn us of the health concerns, but they can also be like bad memories or emotional stuff. Or from cooking, or like if a relative used to smoke and you smell cigarette smoke, that can mean Grandad's just coming to say hello. Grandad wants your attention to help you with a journey. Should your Grandad smoke? Mine didn't, but it's just an example. Smells are always attached to loved ones who have crossed over. And then there's empaths. As empaths, we envisage plans in our heads, have an excellent sense of direction and know where we're going. We see other people's pain even when they try to hide it. We avoid conflict with others, absolutely. Always trying to help everyone else. There's so much noise going on that we can become anxious and uncomfortable. Smells might distress us or upset us. We dislike too much movement or chaos or clutter. I hate clutter. That's why I say I'm OCD, in the sense that I like things to be tidy and orderly because it makes me at peace and able to see clearly and know where I want to go and what I want to do. So look into your accuracy about how you feel about these things and ask yourself, am I listening? Am I interpreting the information? When was I accurate? How often was I accurate? So when you've gone and done something, trust it by following your intuition. Write it down. That happened and that was right. So the more that you can remind yourself and see when you are making the right choices, can help you to learn how to do it all the time. I just want you to be amazing at this journey of life and understand how amazing you are. I hope that helps, and I'll see you tomorrow.